In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Donald Trump seems to already be gathering storm clouds ahead of the 2024 presidential election. But would he really win the Republican Party ticket in the wake of the midterm disaster, the red tsunami that never came? Since Cleveland in the 1880s, no candidate has ever repeated the trifecta of becoming POTUS, losing the next election and winning again. But could Donald J. Trump repeat that feat? What are his chances of success? Join us as we discuss the re-election odds of the 45th President of the United States. Donald Trump has already made it clear to the world in no uncertain terms that he is running for the re-election in the 2024 presidential campaign. Two bookmakers, or betting companies that will tell you which candidate the market is betting on to win in 2024, have determined that Trump is one of the most likely candidates to do so. Although betting on political candidates is illegal in the US, bookmakers all over the country are confident that if the entire nation were to vote for either Trump or Joe Biden, the former president would come through victorious. This would be as a result of the worsening economic conditions in the world's largest economy, the US. The US economy has seen the cost of living explode in recent months, just as it did in June 2022, when the economy posted new lows not seen in over 4 decades. Gas is outrageously expensive, groceries are slowly becoming only for the rich, and all many people cared to think about was that they did not pay this much for the same basic things under the former administration. That includes this market, which was predicted to continue to thrive in 2020 in its most recent market projection. That's why Trump is currently thought to have a better chance of winning the 2024 election than Joe Biden. But can Trump sustain the momentum long enough without shooting himself in the foot? What are Biden's chances? And how concerned should the Democrats be? Here are their standings. Donald Trump is currently pegged at plus 350. On Tuesday, 15th of November, exactly 1 week after the start of the 2022 midterm elections, Trump declared his third run for the White House from the opulent confines of his Mar-a-Lago home. Remember when the FBI came to say hi? On the eve of the US midterm elections in 2022, Ladbrokes had Trump at a low toll of just plus 200 to become the next president. However, following the Republicans' lackluster performance at the polls during the midterms, his odds dipped to plus 350. So Trump is currently comfortably positioned in the bet between DeSantis and Biden. However, despite the odds, the twice-impeached 45th president still commands respect and a massive following within the party. And defeating him for the GOP nomination is not likely to be a casual walk in the park. But then there's Biden. The incumbent president also seeks re-election, even though he would be 81 at the time. Joe Biden has spent the best decades of his life in public service, aiming to make the nation a shining example for others to follow. But he has been seen mumbling halfway through sentences, appearing incoherent, falling off stairs and bikes, and also making references to people that are already dead. This leaves a number of unanswered questions. Will Biden be fit in 2024 to rule a nation of such immense influence for another 4 years? The odds of the incumbent president sit at plus 400. Biden had poor polling numbers going into the midterm elections, and Democrats were preparing for a red tidal wave. The fact that the Democrats did not suffer the crushing defeat predicted by pollsters and the political punditocracy was the best sign possible for the elderly guy hoping to draw guidance from the Democrats' midterm election result. In truth, Biden appears to be the best option the Democrats now have. California Governor Gavin Newsom is the third best-priced Democrat in the presidential race, coming in at plus 1,600. And is far behind Vice President Harris at plus 1,400. The odds for the remainder of the field are more than plus 2,000. It's fair to say that such lofty odds don't exactly ring with confidence about their chances, so you'll pass. What has changed at this time? More than a little. From the failed Afghan withdrawal to the shutdown of key pipelines for crude oil transport, the migrant issue, and disgruntled allies all contributed to increased scrutiny on Biden. All of these elements have significantly impacted Biden's popularity and 2024 prospects, and Trump has benefited from Biden's loss. The approval ratings say the same. So does this give room to a Republican at least? In that case, who will it be? Let's see the one guy that kept the whole red tsunami all to himself. Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, became a leader in the GOP and won re-election by a margin of 19 points. Also, given that other Trump-endorsed candidates lost crucial contests around the nation, the GOP may feel pressured to take advantage of DeSantis' rising star status. DeSantis' odds have decreased from plus 400 to plus 225 as the Florida governor draws momentum. However, in other areas, DeSantis and Trump are much more evenly matched. This includes the Republican presidential primary race, where the former is favored by plus 130 points and the latter by plus 150. Close enough. Donald Trump's early declaration of candidacy may have been motivated in part by the several legal issues he is currently dealing with. Georgian local authorities are looking into him for allegedly encouraging election fraud. Being an active presidential candidate obviously complicates what was already an extremely complicated legal situation, and I think that makes it harder to imagine that something like a successful conviction would happen anytime between now and the 2024 election. But note that there is already so much noise concerning the 2020 election that it is worth looking into. Electoral laws were amended at the 11th hour before the election to allow people to vote by proxy as a safety measure to protect good citizens from the high fatality rate of the virus. Plus, Election Day became Election Week. Okay. Plus, Trump garnered even more support in 2020 than he did in 2016, outperforming in key demographic areas like among Hispanics and blacks. Did I mention a particular laptop that belongs to a particular president's son and how the investigation was suppressed before the elections, with Zuckerberg admitting to Joe Rogan that he was implicitly advised by the FBI to suppress the story? But what do I know? Well, Donald Trump is being investigated by the Attorney General of New York, and the January 6th committee has also been investigating him for more than a year. Donald Trump, for his part, appears prepared to strike. He attacked his rivals as the combined forces of the establishment, the media, the special interests, the globalists, the Marxist radicals, the corporations, the weaponized power of the federal government, the colossal political machines, and the tidal wave of dark money when he entered the 2024 race. Trump exploited this critique of the system to win his first election in 2016, defeating Florida Governor Jeb Bush. Trump lost the 2022 election handily, but he still has plenty of resources to use in the 2024 campaign. Even this year, he did display his strong popularity among the general public, especially in the party primaries, where the decisive votes will be cast prior to the Milwaukee Convention in the summer of 2024. After a thorough purge during and after his presidency, Trump's allies now dominate the party's formal leadership. Call them rhinos or senile old people, they should have kept their jobs, right? 168 RNC members as well as the state party chairs from each state and territory cast votes on the conventional call. In the majority of states, these party officials must either vote for the state primary winner or distribute their votes evenly among the opposing candidates. They may have less restrictions in states that are not primary states, and they can use their influence and standing to act as Trump's first line of defense in every state. Divided competition can present Trump with the opportunity to benefit from his flaws. The length of the list is what matters, not whether it gets shorter or longer. The more individuals running for the nomination, the more divided the electorate will be, and the more likely it is that Trump will be able to defeat a split opposition. In most primaries, he doesn't require majorities. He merely needs to finish first because of the regulations in several states. Then his rivals can compete to be the final unsuccessful candidate. That was his strategy for winning in 2016. And it might be his plan for getting another nomination in 2024. Who knows? If Trump truly is the plurality leader in a fractious field, state primaries feature the type of system that could work in his favor. Closed primaries are also beneficial to Trump's candidacy because his appeal is greatest among devoted Republicans. But always remember, if Donald Trump has taught the world anything, it would be to inspire extra caution when making predictions. If you do, you're setting yourself up for a rude shock. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and click the notification bell so you stay up to date on all our videos. See you next time. Bye!